Delay. Okay, here we go. So I'm using my new cat, or the Zuby cat that I'm working on, and he's pretty cool. But to make his mouth move, I'm just using some universal lip sync gestures that I made that'll work on any bento head. But of course, it's not perfect for the cat. It works. But it could be, I could make expressions or voice, speech gestures that are more expressive for this cat. So that's what we're going to kind of do today. But of course, I'm wearing my universal gestures. If you want universal gestures that'll work on any bento head, I have them on the marketplace. I'll put a link in the description after this video. But that's what I'm wearing right now. But I'm going to show how to use them. And real quickly, I'm going to open up one of these. And I'm just going to kind of show real quick how this kind of works. It triggers by using these different descriptions and triggering mechanisms. So as long as you use these in the description and trigger of your speech gesture, you'll trigger animation, and then you'll have to add in your animation here by picking one in your list, which this is ridiculous. And when we get to that part, I'll show quickly how you can find your animations. Okay, so let's get into making the actual animations, though. So we have 12 people watching. Hello, everyone. I know it's been a long time. Of course, I can't spend all my time doing tutorials, but of course, I want to do more to help everyone. So let's get out of Second Life here. And we are in Blender. Why are none of my floats working here? Oh, I'm opening up a new Blender. There we go. Okay, so we're in Blender, and I have the cat here. And we need to make speech gestures for this cat. And I relabel or I color the face to be different colored bones, and this is so that I know which bones I'm dealing with, okay, right away, just by the color of them, and which bones not to include. It also shows up in the dope sheet or action editor. My son is making breakfast, or lunch actually. It's distracting in a live stream. Okay, so we want to make speech gestures for this cat. And real quickly, I have the cat set on its default animation. I'm going to close this window. Another thing to understand when I'm animating on these is most of my bones are unlocked here. Okay, so in order to move these bones around, then this needs to be unlocked. Okay, so if you're using Avastar, then you need to unlock this bone here, or you can go to the bone constraints and take away some of these. Okay, so what else? We need to make an animation. So the way I usually make speech gestures is I do them in 3 animation sets. Inside of the speech gestures, we have 3 different levels. We have a low, medium, and high. Okay, so I'll start with the high, and then I'll make 3 animations for high, 3 animations for medium, and 3 animations for low. You could make up to, I think, 17 different animations for every speech gesture slot. Here. So let's close this. A lot of times I like to keep this side open just to see what's going on here. And I need to start with a new animation, so let's cancel this one out. We'll start a new. I'm going to label it cat S P. Let's see. Now, how you name your animation can help you when you're finding the animation in Second Life in the gesture system. Excuse me. So I want to name this in a way that I'll be able to type it real fast, actually. Cat SPH. And maybe 1. I'll start with 1. Okay. So, and the way that I'm labeling this is cat speech. Wait, I should go speech gesture. SG. Speech gesture high 1. Okay. So there we go, and nothing's going to show up here until I start moving a bone. And the first bone I want to move is the jaw. And the high, I don't want to get into the different pitches or what triggers all these things. Just understand that the high is when the jaw is open the farthest. And the low is when the lips are barely open, basically. Okay, so, and if we have any questions, you can ask me in chat. I think there's 10 people watching right now. So on the high, we have the jaw opening as far as it can. Okay, so I want to go probably something like this. That probably looks pretty good to me here. And not all of these textures are perfect. I think I need a new texture for the teeth and everything. But anyways, but I'm just using this to animate with, so it's fine for now. So I have the jaw open as far as I can. Maybe on this avatar I need to move these down a bit, down and over the sides of the mouth. And remember, like I said, I can freely move these bones around, and that's the way I like to animate animals, because technically it doesn't your face, there are no bones in your face that move your skin around. Okay, so, and they definitely don't rotate. Okay, there are muscles that move and move your face and make your face expressive, not bones. Okay, and in order to mimic muscles, the bones need to freely move. So this is why when I do an animal, I just freely move the bone. I don't just rotate it. Okay, so if you're working on a human though, and you want to use all your sliders and everything, then the only thing that you can do is rotate the bone. So if you're doing it like that, then you can't move it around. But I'm working on a cat, so let's animate it the way I should. Okay, so I want to move that down a little bit. That looks pretty good to me. And maybe in. Maybe down and forward a little bit too. There we go. And copy that on the other side. And I should be getting keyframes here. Move that. We're on frame 0 here. Okay. Now, I don't always, I know I'm starting out this way, but as you will see real quickly here, this is not going to be my first frame here. I'm just trying to make a basic pose, and then I'm going to close its mouth and everything in the first frame and the end frame. Okay, and I'll explain why in a second here. So let me close that up. And for this expression or this animation, maybe I want to close the mouth a little bit or cover the lips. So I'm going to move all of these bones around a little bit and maybe up slightly. Copy that on the other side. I'll move these down a little bit and maybe out. Copy that. Move this one out. And copy that. And what else here? Maybe these cheekbones will come up slightly and out slightly. Copy that. And the nostrils will probably come out a little. Oops. And maybe they should come up and back a little. Okay. Yep. And maybe we'll tilt the nose slightly upward. Now these are just very subtle movements. If you move them too far, it's going to get all crazy on you. And what are the eyes going to do here? Now you don't have to animate all the bones. Should have took a cough drop before this. You don't have to animate all the bones, and if you look inside my universal ones, I try to animate as few bones as possible. Maybe because he's closing, he's kind of covering his teeth, I want an expression that's more wow-like. So maybe I move this in and up. Yeah, I like that. And that. And in a little. Like that. Okay. And maybe I'll just slightly move that. And the eye should maybe open up more. And notice when I'm animating, I try and, because most of my axes move the same way, so if I hit 3 on the keyboard, and of course I'm in orthographic, not perspective. I'm in orthographic mode. And I hit 3 on the keyboard, or 1 is the front facing, and 3 is the side view. So here, this is where I'm kind of just going into side view and then hitting rotate and then moving the bone slightly and copying it over to the other side so his eyes look wide. And maybe I'll leave the bottom ones, but just so they're keyframed, I need to move them slightly. So look, as I'm creating keyframes all the way through, and these are the only bones that I'm going to use in this animation. What else should I move here? Move this slightly up. Yeah, and maybe I'll move these just for the hell of it. And copy that. And the only one I didn't move yet were these. What did I just do there? Alright. Selected the mesh. I should probably just not allow myself to select it. There we go. There we go. And what was I doing here? Cheek. So let's move this. Actually, we'll probably move inward and maybe up. Alright. So then we have pretty much all the bones in the face. Besides these bones, these are basically slider bones, and this is why I have them a different color. And I try not to animate them. It's not, you can animate them, but I try not to, really. So there's we have our basically our first pose for our first high speech gesture. And now I'm going to go into the dope sheet. Well, first, I always have a way to quickly select all of these bones, and real quickly I'm going to select all the bones that I want here in my, and actually what I could do is I can select them in my dope sheet. So these are the only bones that I'm using, so I can select one in my dope sheet, then hit B on the keyboard and box select all of these in my dope sheet. And well, technically I didn't need to select all of them because I'm just going to copy these keyframes. But really I'm going to make this animation, let's make this 40 frames, and let's see here, let's make this 20 frames per second. They don't need to be that fast, so 20 frames per second is fine. I'm going to set that, well, I want, and really they should only be a second long, so let's make this 20. Yeah, let's make that 20. 20, we'll spread that out so we can see each frame. And we don't want looping. We want a very high priority. We'll go all the way up, might as well, because you want them to trigger no matter what. I guess you could go 5, because there might be a reason to have other animations play above that. So maybe 5 would be good. You can play around with that. I'll try 5 on this one. My ease in, I want very low, because it's a very quick animation. It's a 1 second long, and so there may be 0.3, so, or maybe 0.2, maybe 0.2 in and out. And we're not looping it. We are using bone translation though. Okay, so I'm setting all this up because I'm going to copy this animation to use it for all the rest of them. Okay. So now, okay, what are we going to do here? I want a center frame. So we have 20 frames. I want to move this frame to frame 10. Okay, so at the very top of my action editor, I'm selecting the very top thing, which selects all of the keyframes, and I'm going to hit G on the keyboard and move it to frame 10. Okay, now I'm still at frame 1, and I have all of my bones selected, but let's do it again. So let's select a jaw, or one of the bones in the dope sheet, box select all the rest, and now I can just hit lock rot here. Now that saves the same pose. Now that's not what I want. I want to hit Alt G and Alt R, because I want everything to be reset to 0 when the animation starts. And this is why I do want some kind of blend time, but I don't want it to be very high. Okay, so it's going to blend whatever animation is playing before the speech gesture gets played into the speech gesture. And then it'll go back at the end of the animation. I'll hit Alt G, Alt R, and now I'm back to 0 again. Okay, so that is the whole speech gesture right there. Just like that. That's one speech gesture. Remember I said this is 1 second long, so we have to make sure we set this at a custom 20 frames per second. Okay, and that's still pretty fast. That actually might be too slow. It's been a while since I've done these. So, yeah, I think maybe a full second is too long. So maybe we should shrink this down to maybe 10 frames. Make it really, really quick. And this also helps with how fast the animations play and everything. The smaller the animation you make, the quicker it'll be. So real quickly here, I'm going to scale this whole animation down because I only want this at 10 frames now. And when it comes to speech gestures though, so I'm selecting all the top ones, and my first, my frame, I'm on frame 1 here, okay? And I'm going to hit S on the keyboard and scale this down to 10 seconds, okay? So now that is more the speed I want right there. And now we're down at half a second here. And maybe I'm losing a frame here because I'm starting at 1. So maybe we want to move it to 11. Just because we need every frame we can. Okay, so let's move that to 11. And I think this might be too much here because this is half. This is a quarter of a second here. So that's 0.25. That blend might be... We need something though, don't we? So 0.15. 1.5. Okay. Okay, so that's our first animation. And let's close this off so we can have more area. And we're not using the graph editor, so let's open that up. So now real quickly, we should be able to make all of the rest of our animations here. So I'm going to keep it on that frame, and I'm going to hit plus, change this to 2, and hit F here. Make sure you always save it with the F. And I'm going to save this file again too. And now it's another high, so with the mouth almost as far as this. I'm going to move it around just a little bit though. And then I want maybe to show teeth here. So I can also hit Alt G and get back to where the default is, and then move down like that. So I'm showing more teeth. So Alt G, move that down, in, copy on the other side, Alt G, up, maybe over, like that, Alt G, and like that. Move it out a little. And here, the nose probably goes up quite a bit. So let's go like that. And I kind of want to see more teeth here. Yeah. And that, and maybe move these in more. Like that. And duplicate that. Maybe that's too far. There we go. And now the eyes, we almost have like the complete opposite. So let's go like that, and I want it to almost look slightly angry or serious, we might say. the eyelids, I should say, because I don't like animating the eyes. I like to have the system control the eyes. And I want to rotate this. I'm just lining up the bone in my view and rotating that. I could do it here, but I tend to do it like that. So let's copy that on the other side. Copy this one on the other side. So there's more of a serious speech gesture. I'll move this down. Actually, I like to reset them. That way I know where I'm moving from the default. So Alt-G resets the location. It would be Alt-R if you were resetting its rotation. Those bones are fine. This one needs to come down. And these. Did I rotate those? I might have rotated, yep. So let's move those down slightly. And what else do we have? These cheeks should come probably way up. So let me Alt-G them way up and out like that. And Alt-G on the cheeks. Maybe I want to rotate them slightly like that. And like that, maybe in more. There we go. Okay, so now here's our whole new speech gesture. And you can even do tongue stuff. So we could make a tongue animation. So maybe in this one we could have the tongue sit down. Maybe pull this out slightly. Rotate it. And maybe it could go down even more. Like that. And of course I don't have anything for it here. So I need to reset it here. Alt-G and Alt-R. Over here, Alt-G and Alt-R. And of course we didn't have one in the previous animation, so let's go put one there. So Alt-G and Alt-R. We can do that at the end too. Alt-G and Alt-R. And then we'll move it. Maybe for this one, I'll rotate it in. Rotate that out, but then bring it down and over. So, just so it's different. There we go. So now let's go to another animation. So there's two that we just made there. So let's make another one. H3. And what do I want to do with this one? Maybe I'll just make, the eyes won't be angry, but they will be closed slightly. And bring this up. So like that, and oops, like that. So, but maybe, I gotta zero it out. So maybe, still, he's still kind of curious, but his eyes are closed. And maybe Alt-G there, but I'll move this over and up slightly. So not as much as before. Maybe this one doesn't even move. Maybe these don't move either. And the cheekbones maybe come out slightly compared to the other animation. Or, let me see here. Let's Alt-G it and move it up slightly, like that. Let's make the nose maybe different. Maybe it comes down, but it still flares out. There we go. And maybe the nose here curves down slightly. And maybe here, with the mouth, I'm going to make it wider, maybe. Out more, like that. Maybe the lips come out more. And they come up maybe more. At least for this one. And then these will come out more. And move this down a little. Okay. And this end one, maybe we pull it way in. Yep. Alright. And we can see how all of that stuff kind of interacts with each other too in the end animation. Alright. So now we have our 3 animations. Now here we've basically done most of the work here, because now I'm going to just use these same animations and relabel them and make the jaw less wide or less influence over the animation. And I'll quickly show that right here. So we have HG, or H3 right here. I'm going to add a new animation. I'm going to make this M. Instead of H, I want it to be M. Save that. Save that. Okay, and here we see this is the H3. Okay, so maybe I select all of these bones just by box selecting like that. And now instead of going all the way here, I go maybe there. That looks pretty good to me. And we just make a new keyframe here. So now we have a new animation with the jaw not opening quite as far, and we still get a different kind of variation in the face. Now I could select just the eyes. Maybe I don't want the eyes in the medium moving quite as far as they are. Maybe that's too much to me. Okay, so I'll bring the eyes back to here, copy this, move it here, bam. Now the eyes aren't moving as much. Okay, so real quickly I can change the variation just by selecting which bones and then moving through the timeline and saving parts or copying parts and pasting it into this middle. Okay, so there's our M3 there. We'll make we'll go to our H2 there. We'll make a copy of that. We'll go here, go M2 F. All right, so same kind of situation here. We have the whole face moving, so let's select all the bones. Maybe we don't want to move it up that high. This seems to be a good level right here for the M. So let me copy that and paste that in there. So now here's our new M, and I think that works pretty well. All right, so that was pretty quick. Now we'll go to H1. Did we do H1? No. So H1, I already have all the bones selected. We'll go to this level again. Yeah, I like it right there. So copy that, paste that in. Now again, you don't have to select all the bones. I could go back in and not make certain parts move as much. But I think that works pretty well. So there's our, I just screwed up there, didn't I? Yep. Because I didn't copy this. Alright, so let's go like that, or we want M1. Save it. Now we have that selected. Copy, paste. Alright, so there's M1 now. Now we can go to L1. So let's copy this again. Go L1. Save that. Now for the lowest level, we don't want the jaw opening up very much at all. So maybe from the default, maybe here, I don't know. This one, okay. We'll use this one, and then we'll go to the middle frame, select. Yeah, I think that's fine. So there's L1. We'll go to M2. And we'll copy that. Make that 2. L. Save it. Go down a couple. Maybe I'll go like that. Yep. We'll use that one. Bam. There's our low level. Now we'll go to M3. M3. Yep. And let's see here. Copy that. L3. Move that down. Yeah, might as well. All right. There we go. So there's our 3 animations in each set. So M, H, L in our 3 sets. So that's all of our animations. All of them are going to get uploaded exactly the same way. So all of these settings should work. I should be able to bulk export these. If I can find them, huh? Where are they? Cat S. Cat S. Here we go. These. This is one of the first times I've tested the bulk editing, but there was some stray one. No, we do not want that one. Okay. Bulk export on this. I might want to make a new folder. We'll call this speech gestures, and select that and export the animations there. Oh, and that was very quick. Hopefully this all works out. Now we can go back into Second Life. I'm sorry this is a long tutorial, but I wanted to go through it every step just to show how kind of quick and easy it is. Let's log in. And I should be able to bulk import these. And that'll make it quick and easy. Maybe I won't, well, I guess I have to kind of go through each one of the speech gestures. All right, so here we have our cat. And here we go. All right, now we want to bulk upload, cat. And I have a folder for it, gestures. Bulk upload all of that. Yep, cat's yawning. He's thinking what everyone else is thinking. Okay, so now we have my products, or the Zuby product. And I want to make a new folder. We'll call this speech gestures. And I will copy my other ones into this. So I'm going to select those, deactivate them. I want to copy these, copy into here, paste. Okay. And I want to rename it. So I'll call this cat. And it's the high one. So I only have 3 in each one. You could have as many as 5 or 6. So, but I'm only using 3 here. And now we have to find the animation. So hopefully, if I type this correctly, CATSGH1 right there. So there's my animation. I'll save that and I'll activate it. And we'll rename this one cat. Yep. Open it up. Go CATSGH2. Oops. CATHG. I think HG is getting us most of the way there. I can even activate it there and save it. Yep, we have to walk through each one of these. So rename cat. Oops, wrong one. Sucks that these like take a second to load too. Cat SGH3 H3. So you can look at these settings too that I have for it and save it. And rename. This is the low 1. So cat SG L1. Active, save, and hopefully when we get done with this is all going to work. Cat low L2. CATSG L2. And you can also do this with script. Some handy people have created some scripts that kind of do the same thing as speech gestures, and they do make this whole process quite a bit faster. Cat SG, what is this, L3, and save. And this cat mid 1. So M1, cat SG, M1. M2, active, save, last one, cat, cat SG, M3, active, save. Okay, let's see how these work. Now, you can see, I mean, at least I can tell pretty much right away that these are working much better than the default ones that I was wearing earlier. But that's a quick look at how to do speech gestures and how to get your Bento avatars to get their mouth moving and using voice. So have a good one, everyone.